Good day, everyone! I hope you're all safe. By the way, I'm Anri Shaira Crisel Al Visitacion, AB Political Science 3rd year. Today, we will tackle about the parliamentary procedures, votes, and voting, the importance and classes of votes. But before anything else, let me present to you the objectives of my report. First, my report will discuss the importance of votes. Second, to identify the different kinds of votes. And lastly, to identify the illegal votes, void, and blank ballots. It is important because all matters brought before the Assembly can be properly disposed of only by the vote of the members. Under majority vote, there are majority of legal votes, majority of total votes, majority of members present, and a majority of all members. And for us to easily understand these types of majority vote, I have here an illustration. For example, in an organization of 300 members in which the quorum required is a majority of the entire membership, which is 151. O gato sa 300 ka-members, 220 are present. O sa 220, there are only 200 of them voted on a question, and 10 votes which are declared illegal. The majority vote required will be correspondingly computed as follows. Let us first identify the majority of legal votes. Majority of legal votes needs at least 1/2 plus 1 of the legal votes cast. It is sometimes called a simple or bare majority. And in computing simple majority or majority of legal votes, only the legal votes are counted to the exclusion of blank and void ballots and other forms of irregular votes. Based sa ako ang illustration kaganina, para makuha ang majority number ani nga type sa majority vote, idanion lang pag-compute. Number of votes minus illegal votes divided by 2 plus 1. Gimaynusa siya nimo og illegal votes, kaya as what I have said, only the legal votes are counted. So number of votes in which sa illustration ay 200 minus illegal votes in which sa illustration na ay 10 ka-declared illegal votes divided by 2 plus 1. Ug ang answer ug ang majority number para madaog ang usa ka motion kinahanglan nga na ay 96 ka numbers. The second type of majority vote is the majority of total votes. This type of majority is based on the total vote cast regardless of the invalidity or irregularity. Para makuha ang majority number ani nga type sa majority vote, based gyapon sa illustration nga kung giingon kaganina, kay number of votes divided by 2 plus 1. So number of votes, 200 divided by 2 plus 1 at siya diritso. Wala na siya gimaynusan og illegal votes, kay ang definition man ani kay total vote cast regardless of their invalidity or irregularity. So, ang answer or pag-compute ani, 200 divided by 2 plus 1, kinahanglan nga na ay 101 ka members or 101 ka number para madaog ang usa ka motion. Or ang kalahayan sa majority of legal votes of ang majority of total votes, sa majority of legal votes, maynusan nimo siya og illegal votes kay tungod legal votes ra ang kinahanglan nga ma-count. Sa majority of total votes, dili nimo ni siya maynusan og illegal votes kay total votes cast regardless of the invalidity or irregularity man ang definition ani. So mao na ang nakalahi sa duha. The third type of majority vote is the majority of member present. This type of majority is computed on the basis of the number of members actually present in a meeting, regardless of the abstention of some members or their failure to vote. So sa pagkuha sa majority number ani nga type sa majority vote, kay ang number of members present divided by 2 plus 1. Number of member present ang iyang gigamit, dili number of votes, kay as what the definition said, the number of members actually present in a meeting, regardless of the abstention of some members or their failure to vote. So, ang formula para makuha ang majority number is number of present members divided by 2 plus 1. Number of present members in which 220 divided by 2 plus 1. In which ang answer or ang majority number para ang majority number ani nga majority vote is 101. The fourth type of majority vote is the majority of all members. This type of majority vote is where a majority of the entire membership is computed on the basis of the number of members, both present and absent. Sa pagkuha sa majority number ani nga type sa majority vote, it needs to compute the entire membership of the organization, divided by 2 plus 1. In the illustration, there are 300 members of the organization. Divided by 2 plus 1, therefore, the majority number needs, in this type of majority vote, is 151. Mostly, ani nga type sa majority vote, their quorum should consist not less than sa ilahang majority number nga gikinahanglan. For example, ani nga illustration na ay 300 ka members sa entire organization. Ilahang nga kinahanglan nga majority vote is 151. Og dapat ang ilahang nga quorum mag-constitute ra pod siya not less than 151, which is majority nga ilang nga gikinahanglan. So, og kanang 151 nga naa sa quorum should vote unanimously para makapass sila og question. Kay na ang present naman sa quorum is 151. Ang ilaha biyang majority nga gikinahanglan, majority number ba nila para makapass sa usa ka motion kay 151 ra pod. So, this type of majority would typically be accepted by organizations where the members act in a representative capacity, so that no vote on its respective delegates can be taken by less than a majority of all the representative elements. After the majority vote, let's proceed to the second kind of vote, which is percentage vote. A percentage vote means the proportion of a certain whole. Proportion means a part of a whole. For example, 2/3 of the legal votes cast or 3/4 of the members present. The proportion of votes necessary depends entirely on the organization's will and depending on the organization's regulations. It may be 1/3 or 1/4 or up to 2/3 or 3/4. The example of this is the Senate. The Senate needs 2/3 votes seeking to set aside certain fundamental rights of members, such as the suspension of rules and the amendment of the Constitution. So sa 24 ka members sa Senate, kinahanglan sila og 2/3 para mapasa ang usa ka motion. So pila ka members nag-constitute anang 2/3. So sa 24 ka members, ang 2/3 ana is 16. So they need to have majority number 16. Kaya 24 times 2/3 equals 16. Let's proceed to the third kind of vote, which is the plurality vote. Plurality vote is a vote larger by at least 1 over the total vote of any other candidate or proposition. This form of vote is generally used when there are more than 2 candidates or propositions to be voted on, in which case the one receiving the greatest number of votes is considered to have a plurality, even though it does not constitute a majority vote. Let's look for this example. There are 3 candidates running for mayors, in which Juan Santos acquired 17 votes, Virginia Ramos acquired 26 votes, Erlinda Reyes acquired 25 votes, and the total votes cast is 68. Therefore, Virginia Ramos has a plurality vote because she obtained more votes than any other candidates. The fourth kind of vote is the tie vote. A tie vote occurs when 2 or more candidates or propositions each receive the same number of the highest vote, thus creating a deadlock. In this situation, the vote should proceed until it results in an election or a choice. But if the vote is on a motion and there is a tie vote, the motion shall be declared lost. Or in layman's term, dili na pwede ipadayon nga motion. O dinhi na dayon pwede mosulod or pwede mag-vote ang presiding officer. If the presiding officer is a member of the assembly and has not yet voted on a particular question, may of his own will cast his vote in order to break or create a tie. And always remember that if the 2 proposition each received same number of votes or mag-create og tie ang duha ka proposition, it would be declared lost. So it's up to the presiding officer na kung i-break ba niya ang tie or mag-create siya og tie or gusto niya i-lost ang motion. So here are the 4 cases where the presiding officer can break or create a tie. The first case is when the vote is, say, 12-12, 12-12, resulting in the loss of motion. He may vote in the affirmative but not in the negative. So in this case, madaog yun ang affirmative. The second case, when the vote is 13 for the affirmative and 12 for the negative, he may vote in the negative to create a tie to defeat the motion. Pero kung gusto niya nga madaog ang affirmative, so vote na siya dito sa affirmative diretso. Pero kung gusto niya nga i-lost ang motion, so vote dito sa negative para ma-tie sila. And the third case is where a percentage vote is necessary, say 2/3. He may vote with the minority if it would prevent the adoption, or he may vote with the majority if it would cause the adoption. So it's up to the presiding officer na dyan. And the last case is, in case of an appeal from the decision of the chair, he can vote in the So always, the last kind of vote is the unanimous vote. A unanimous results when a candidate or a proposition obtains the total number of the legal or valid vote cast. For example, if the total votes cast are 75 and 3 of which are declared null and void, and the remaining 72 valid votes are cast in favor of a candidate or a proposition, then it will be considered as unanimous. because illegitimate votes are not counted as part of the total votes. Therefore, unanimous vote is agreed by everyone. And in unanimous situation, unanimous voting is when everybody votes the same way, without exception, while majority voting means most people vote the same way, more than half will do. Let's proceed to the illegal votes, void, and blank ballots. When do you consider the vote is illegal? Illegal vote is a vote cast for an ineligible candidate or by an ineligible member. Therefore, it cannot be counted and as such is not considered in determining the number of legal votes cast. While blank ballots, they cannot be counted for or against a proposition or candidate because obviously nothing is in it. However, it may be included in the computation for determining the presence of a quorum. So these two are considered void. Void means not considered in determining the number of legal votes. So that's end my discussion for today about the importance and classes of votes. God bless and stay safe.